welcome Erika Alexander.
I stole it from my own street.
Okay. Okay, I think that's illegal to take the actual street.
Is it?
Yeah.
Come arrest me. It's mine now. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Sherri. I appreciate it.
Most people don't.
So glad to be here.
Well, I'm so glad you're here too.
Thank
I just
you.
want to say, it's hard because most people don't get a street named after them.
That's true.
So I know
you're gonna get a star.
I'm gonna get
So
a star.
Don't be telling me about the street. She's getting ready to get a star. You know, I'm working toward that. But
You gonna get the star. I can't steal a star.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Well, I have to tell you, I know how I feel, but how does it feel? Like, how special was this moment?
It's a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
I wasn't born in Philadelphia, but I was raised in Philadelphia, and I was discovered in Philadelphia at Freedom Theater, New Freedom Theater, when I was 14 years old.
Okay.
A movie came to town. They were looking for black and brown girls to be in this movie called My Little Girl.
Yeah.
And I was going to a performing arts program. It was a 6-week program. My mother put me in when we got there, and in the 5th week, that movie came to town, and they auditioned all sorts of little girls from the tri-state area. And when the dust cleared, I got the role. And so here's this.
It's literally like this full circle moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Of you auditioning, you getting something, and you being able to come back to your town.
And give them and elevate them, because the instructors found me.
Yeah.
And they gave me what I needed, so when that opportunity came, I was able to stand and deliver. I didn't know that it was gonna be my life. I had no idea that it was gonna have a career from it. I was just glad to get the opportunity, and it turned out that the casting director recommended me for a legitimate agent, and here I am. This is 40 years since then.
Girl. Now, I know for my star ceremony, like I gotta fly in everybody in my family. I have to do that. Your family came and your nieces sang.
Yes, they
at
sang.
the ceremony.
They're a group called Little Big Sister. Oh, there they are.
Look
Aren't
at
they
the
cute?
babies.
Oh my
yes.
gosh. My sister-in-law, thank you. She's a cardiac nurse. My brother is a police officer in Philadelphia. My sister's a social worker. And she had 3 children that looked like mine. So I didn't have to do any of that grunt work. She did it for me, and they sang Lift Every Voice and Sing. My mother was there to offer her words. My instructor, Johnny Hobbs, was there, Johnny Hobbs Jr. And I got to give props to John Allen and Robert Leslie, who founded that theater. It was like a Motown place, but for performing arts. And they didn't just find me. There's Leslie Odom. There's a lot of people who came out of there.
Yeah, everybody, a lot of people came out of Philly.
Yeah, this is a powerful place. A lot of people.
You know, it's so. First of all, I just got to say, what are you drinking? Because you look exactly the same.
Now, this coming from somebody who knows black don't crack.
Black do not crack.
Your world is black don't crack.
I mean,
hey, let me tell you something. It may not crack, but it needs, some tape and some and all sorts of other stuff. Let's just be honest and say DNA matters.
Yeah.
The melanin is real.
Okay.
It's a natural sunscreen, but laughter. I don't really like to abuse myself with cigarettes or too much drinking. I've taken out dairy and wheat and sugar. I mean, I really try to just also stay happy.
All right.
No. My stomach couldn't take it. I couldn't digest it.
No, I got
But
you.
you know what? It's also, I think what people pour into. My mother was a positive person, but she told us the truth.
Okay.
And I think if you go in with your eyes open, you have good friends around you, they remain steadfast in you staying successful because you are authentic. And so I believe my authentic self is up and positive.
And it manifests. It manifests. I gotta say,
thank you.
You've been in so many things, but my favorite, I loved you as Maxine Shaw, attorney on Living Single. It was something. This right here. It's like it was something seeing a successful black female lawyer on TV in the 90s. Like, Erika, at what moment did you realize that this role was very special?
I didn't realize it. I was cast just turning 24 years old, and I was happy to get the role and do my best with it. When you're in something, you don't necessarily know what it's going to be in the future. But I did know once the audience caught wind of it, and we were #1 in Black and Latino households for like 5 years. And so that was powerful.
Absolutely.
Then, actually what happened is people grew up. People grew up who had watched the show, and they came to me and they started to say that they had been inspired to go into law, politics, and executive positions because of that character. So lots of props to Yvette Lee Bowser, who created the character.
Yes,
she was the lawyer from Stanford. She wanted to be a lawyer, excuse me. She's a writer. And Stacey Abrams, Ayanna Pressley, Mayor de Blasio and his wife, they've all said this.
Like, not only that, seeing that, and inspiring, but an entire generation modeled their hair after you, okay? Do you know you put yarn braids on the map?
Come on.
Okay.
That's real. That's new locks.
Oh, right.
In right now.
So pretty, and it was like, I had never seen anything like that before.
Well, I hadn't either. So I was in New York. I was in New York and I was at Red Salon. Somebody told me I was growing my hair out. I had done a part. I'd shaved it all off. I had just enough to catch.
Yeah.
And they said, Deborah Hare-Bay is one of the best locticians ever. So I thought about it, and I was doing Bantu knots. But she said, I'm doing something new. They're called new locks now, in Ray. And they're going to look just like locks, but they're going to be a little bit more coiffed. You can wear them anywhere. And I went to the audition in these in Ray locks with that style that was shaved around the back, and that's how I got the part. So Max came in the door because Erika had those braids, and then it became the Max braids, so bless her.
Oh, my God.
Thank you, Deborah. She's still doing her thing.
And we've seen you do some really great work. You've been on The Cosby Show, like I said, Living Single. And I was so ecstatic when I saw you in the Oscar-winning film American Fiction. You were yummy. So yummy.
I felt yummy.
If you have not seen American Fiction, you got to stream it.
Yeah.
Like, did you have the career you always imagined, Erika?
I'd like to say I had the life I imagined. I used to sign my papers in school, Erika Alexander the Great. This wasn't something that came just because I did. And I think you could put that out there. My mother got a call from when she went in for this, the teacher and whatever, when they do the evaluation.
Yes.
And the woman said, you know, she's signing her name, Erika Alexander the Great. And she said, well, she can sign her name however she'd like.
Yes.
That's how she sees herself. She never scolded me. She said, oh, never said that's too arrogant. She just knew I was playing with things.
Right.
But I like the idea of this conqueror that was out there, and I found out that it also meant protector of the people. So Erika, meaning Alexander.
Yes.
So I thought, I'm Erika Alexander, the great protector of the people. And that's what I was gonna do.
Let me tell you, Miss Erika Alexander the Great. I love this story because you also have to tell me about the Maxine Shaw Effect Leadership Curriculum.
Yes.
Because that's something, protector of the people.
Come on.
You're doing it. Talk to me about that.
Well, the Maxine Shaw Effect that I was talking to you about that encouraged and influenced so many people to go into law, politics, and leadership, we put data study on this anecdotal evidence.
Yes.
And it found out that it was true. And so not only was true, it blew our eyes back.
What was
How many
true?
people said that the Maxine Shaw effect was real. That 1 in 3 lawyers, black female lawyers, said they went into law because of the character.
Did Vice President Kamala Harris say she went into law?
No, she was already a lawyer, but she
said
I was highly influenced by Max and the way she dressed and the way she, she presented herself. Yes, she's a little bit older than me, so didn't exactly get her, but it was a phenomenon. And so the research bore it out, and so we decided to create a curriculum. So why do something if you're getting this great information? Do something that can affect and impact people. So we created a curriculum for middle school, high school, and early college. It's called the Maxine Shaw Effect Leadership Curriculum, and we use the Maxine Shaw character to teach integrity, communication skills, all these things you're going to need in order to move forward and be ambitious. And also to talk about that we need to support lawyers, black lawyers, people of color, marginalized communities, because they're often not ready to go into those fields because it's a difficult field. So it's the beginning of a conversation. We're going to start off our pilot program will be in Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, and then Gwinnett County and Philadelphia. So if anybody's interested, go to Maxine Shaw effect.com and check it out.
Oh my God.
You see the research and the curriculum. And colorfarmimpact.org is the beginning of the nonprofit. And so we're really excited this year to start that off as well. So it's been a really great year.
Erika Alexander the Great, I love that you're giving back.
Yes.
And I like that you're giving back to me because Living Single is celebrating its 30th anniversary last year. It celebrated last year. Now, all of the fans, clap if you would love to see a reboot of Living Single. Now, it seemed everybody who has come here and sat in my chair across from me, Kadeem Hardison, Kim Fields, they all were like, we would love a reboot. But you were hesitant for a reboot.
I was.
You still feel the same way?
Well, I was hesitant for the reason because I'm very identified by that character.
Yes.
More than most, in a good way. But it's also you want room to grow. Okay. And at the time, I didn't necessarily feel I had room to grow and had done enough in my career. So the answer to the question is, yes, I can be open to it now. Yvette News, I can be open to it.
I love it. Now, I want to tell you, and I don't know if you remember, I did an episode of Living Single.
Oh.
You guys wanted to go out for the night and you went to a comedy club.
Yes.
And I was the comedian that you heckled, and you heckled me so bad. Erika Alexander, Maxine Shaw made me cry.
She did. She's a menace to society.
Menace to society.
She is.
And 2 big burly bodyguards escorted you out of the club. But I want to say, more so than that, that was my very first acting role on TV.
Oh my gosh.
I was broke, I was living.
Can they find him? Look at that.
When I tell you, and you were the nicest one to me.
Oh,
everybody was nice, but you were the nicest one to me on the set.
Thank you.
I called my grandmother and I was like, Grandmother, I met Maxine Shaw and I met Queen Latifah. And it was for the first experience of being on TV, y'all made it so amazing for me.
Well,
so thank you so much.
Thank you for blessing us with your talent and your presence. That has been the gift that keeps giving.
Yes.
And the most beautiful thing in life is to go through life and have people say that, nice or good for goodness sake. And I'm glad, because look where I'm at now on the Sherri Shepherd Show.
We're gonna have a good time.